Hi guys, I only have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So we're on the roll right now. Justice League box office is a little bit lower than we expected and anticipated, but these are all estimations. We still have some time. We still have today, the rest of the day to get through it. And I'm gonna go see this movie this afternoon. I really like it. The other thing I wanted to say is that they were talking about Star Wars versus Justice League, and I'm like, what? Star Wars is an established franchise. It's always going to make money. It's continuously made more money than every MCU film out there and every single DC film out there. So what did you expect? It's a big franchise, and even though the Rotten Tomato scores for it, at least audience-wise, looks kind of low, nobody really cares about not Rotten Tomatoes, and it'll make its money. The thing about it is, though, while it's making this money, Justice League is in the ear. So they're speaking about Justice League and that. So that's a good thing. I mean, once Justice League stays relevant, it'll be all right. Um, but yeah, the figure's a little bit low. It's a little bit low, so we have to watch for that. If you have any questions, just throw it in the chat section right over there. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I have the right place, right over here, right? And let me just say a couple more things very quickly. One, I'm happy with what I'm seeing online and social media with concerning Justice League, even though we need to pick it up a little bit more. I think. I think it's looking pretty good. There's still the stupid negative people out there and talking nonsense about Snyder Cut and all that crap, which we all know is a bunch of baloney, but it is what it is. All right. If you got any questions, just leave the questions right there so I can engage with you. I'm not spending an hour. I'm spending like a couple more minutes, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. So let's get into it one time. If you have nothing to say, I'm gone, guys. I'm going to check it right now on YouTube. I'm going to check, see what's up there. I got to go. A couple more minutes. If I got no comments up on here, okay, guys, I gotta go. So that was just a live feedback. You guys will see some kind of hangout. I'll have one later on tonight, okay? But in the meantime, you guys have a great one. I just wanted to give you an update on the box office. The box office is somewhere around 634 million, 633 million worldwide, 219 million, almost 220 million domestically. At the fifth weekend, generally, what that is, the movie generally makes the bulk of its money in the fifth weekend. Okay, so quite practically speaking, it will rake in just a couple more million, maybe about. Generally speaking, it makes worldwide. I don't know, but domestically, it usually makes 11, 10 million more dollars. So we're looking at a figure when it ends its run at somewhere around 230 million domestically. In terms of internationally, that could span all over the place, but that's what we're looking at so far. So yes, R2 Lemonade, shout out to you, brother. It's 634 million. Yeah, I know. We already saw that, but I think those figures are still too low. We want to shoot for something a little bit higher. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so basically that's what Justice League is looking like domestically. Things can change still. Trends are trends. There's still a ton of people who have not seen this movie. So those are the people you want to get to get them up into the cinema to see the movie. So we'll see how it goes. We're still very hopeful about this. There's a lot of untapped resource. Of course, Star Wars came up over the weekend. That didn't help the situation. So it fell by about 56% because of that. But we'll see what's happening. Now, I don't know how many, a lot of cinemas are also closing down. So I don't know how many cinemas are still open. That also has a big impact on how this movie will perform as it continues onwards. But what I could say is, when it comes to underground word of mouth, this movie gets a lot of good word of mouth. And even just thinking about what I see in terms of people even talking on social media about Star Wars: The Last Jedi versus Justice League, I still get the feeling that Justice League is that movie. It's like the secret kept movie that's really good. And I have a group, of course, Justice League Unite, which if you're not a part of that group, you should really come to join up with the group. It's on Facebook. We are now 100 and what are we? I'm not too sure. 170 something to 180 members, I think we are. I can't remember which number it is. I'll have to go check. A lot of good stuff on there. If you're not a part of it, R2 Lemonade, get on Facebook and Google search for the group, not the page, the group, Justice League Unite. Join it. A lot of good stuff there. What else can I say to you guys? Well, basically that's it. So if you have anything to say, please leave something in the chat section now, because in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm out. All right. We'll talk more in the night. Until then, you guys have a great one. Oh, okay. So R2 Limited just like unite, 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 not united, unite. Go ahead, check out the group, invite your friends. I know there's a ton of people who actually like this movie, but for some reason, they're not speaking enough about it. Like they feel it'll be targeted or attacked for saying that because the critics said it was a bad movie. This movie has an 80% like by the audience. Most people who went to see this movie liked it. On Twitter, 9 out of 10 people like this movie. That's the kind of movie we have. So I don't understand why people don't go out to see this movie. It's not because of BVS. Don't give me that. It's because of the bad press it got. And still people are trying to attack, talking about Henry Cavill's face and all kinds of bullshit. They have nothing to do with the movie. The CGI has improved since that time. People are trying to always have a negative slant towards DC and the DCEU. And that's to sink it. And I'm saying to people, good. I'll get you in there. Don't worry about it. All right, man. And if you got friends, R2 Limited, that like this movie, get them into the group. Invite them. You have to be proactive, of course. Invite those members to the group. Hang on a second. I'm going to get you inside that group right now. But in the meantime, guys, you guys have a great week, man. Have a great week. Keep hopeful. We still have a lot of work cut out for us. Last weekend was really good because it held, which was what it was supposed to do. I think Star Wars: The Last Jedi, because it came out, a lot of people went to see that and they didn't focus on going on Justice League, which is all right because I wanted to go see it myself. So it's okay. But what we need to do, and Ferdinand was also out this weekend. I want to see Ferdinand as well. So, but we got to see this thing catch up. We need to see it do something really impactful and change the trends that are happening. And I think it's possible, but I just think we're still on the threshold of that happening. Larry McCoy, Warner Brothers can't commit to a Man of Steel 2 because they don't know if Henry Cavill's mouth will return for the sequel. And he puts a laughing voice. Okay, buddy. R2 Limited, yeah. So, like I was saying, man, I gotta go, folks. But with respect to Justice League, we pushing for it, man. We pushing for it. You know what I'm saying? And this is like the Martha joke. People trying to do, I mean, they're trying to major off of a CGI effect that has been corrected since that time. I've been in the cinema a couple of times. I hope it's still playing in the cinema where I am because I didn't go for a whole week. And I don't know how the numbers are for 2D. I guess they'll have 3D, but I don't want to see no damn 3D. I want to see 2D. I don't want to see 3D. You know what I'm saying? But as to everything else that people are trying to highlight the negatives because they have to nitpick negatives of this film, you know what? We're not going to give you no more press. We ain't going to give you no more highlights on that. We're going to focus on the things that really are necessary. Dave Ethan. Hey, man. Shout out to you, Dave. R2 Lebanon. Dave Ethan and Larry McCoy. That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, man. Well, so basically, again, I gotta go because I gotta work and then I gotta go back and see this movie this afternoon. But before I go, let me just say to people that it's awesome for the opportunity to talk about this all the time with you guys and stay hopeful. Because again, hope is a thing that happens in the absence of evidence that things are going that way. And being hopeful actually helps you to sometimes turn events because you're not really invested that heavily. Like for instance, folk want to focus on the negative. That's their problem. But when we focus on the positive, like in the case of this movie, what it did last weekend, it exceeded estimates. And who knows, maybe it'll exceed the estimates for this weekend as well. But we have to keep on thinking hopeful on these things and not negatively, because that's the thing that drives us forward. And we already defied the odds last weekend. We're going to defy the odds this weekend, hopefully. Again, all of it is hopefulness. So that what we have to do now is filter out the negative energy and embrace the positive energy and keep on moving. And so we ain't going to give no negative energy no more highlights, and we're not going to give them the press that they want. We already debunked all this stuff, so we had to focus on the positive. But it's nice to see you, Dave, out here. R2 Limited out here. We're gonna talk a little bit more. Larry, you know Larry a hater, but it's all good. But what we say is that one of the things where you know you're doing something good is where a hater come up and he trying to convince you now. He trying to convince you that when you see a hater coming out of the crab works, they just come from wherever they come from, and they have to try and combat you because they realize the threat. They realize it's a threat. So they got to keep on trying to fight that and combat it with negative energy, which is all good. We cool with that too. Bring it on. Bring on the haters. You know, because we're going to show you what it is, what hope really is. There was a hater that joined the team. He became one of us. He became somebody who became hopeful when we started to show him what was happening and what was transpiring. So haters are just lovers. They're just on the wrong side of the fence because they don't know how to express themselves. But in time, man, even the haters, they're going to have to come and say what they say. We see it all the time. We saw haters of Man of Steel. And then the haters turn around and say, but you know, Man of Steel was, you know, it was a really good movie. They just take a while to warm up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they would love to use that to hate on something else. But I'm just saying they warm up to it in time because that's what we do. We do things to educate people and yet inspire them. So haters are useful in the sense that haters help us to stay more focused and help us to grind even harder. Anyway, man, I got to go. Dave Ethan, Larry McCoy, and my boy, my dude, R2 Limited. You know what's happening, bro. You know things are happening all around us. You know what I'm saying? Things are really happening, and I'm happy about that. We just need to keep it rolling, keep it moving, and keep on pushing, keep on hoping. Hope is not about an outcome. It's not about that. It's about constantly thinking positive, pushing ourselves to other levels, and sometimes you just have to push to the next level. When somebody pushing back and trying to push a negative energy on you, to push to the next level, you got to push past them as well, which is good. And I love this movie for that because that's what this movie's about. Hope in the face of darkness. That's what I love. And so, peace to you guys. I got to go. You guys have a great one.